everyone, and welcome to another edition of the one with the recapping. It's the Friends edition. Today we are covering Friends season 4, which we will definitely get into why it is assumed to be the turning point of the series. As usual, I am your friendly neighborhood soda, joined as always by my good friend Ben Rainer. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm looking forward to talking about this, and this could be the most important season of the series for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, and we will definitely be describing it across along the way. So was this, if I'm not mistaken, did you say that this was the first season you started watching live?
Yes, halfway through.
So the only episode that I can ever remember watching as it aired was the last episode of the season, the one with Ross's wedding, the second part.
Yeah.
Is it the two-part? Yeah. That's because I remember Entertainment Tonight was hyping it up so much, and I do remember them talking about how Rachel shows up the wedding. So I'm like, okay, I had to check in. So yeah, it would have been about 10 when that aired. So yeah, it piqued my interest. I checked in, and I never kept going with the show, but it was the very first time I'd ever seen Friends.
Yep, and we'll get. I'm sure we'll get there, but yeah.
I do remember in that episode the infamous moment. I do remember watching it for the first time and actually knowing the significance of it for some reason and being like, "Holy shit!"
Okay, I think I know the moment you're talking.
It is the moment of the wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoilers. It's when they revealed that Chandler and Monica hooked up.
Yeah, I thought that the one.
Yeah, I saw that moment as it aired. Again, never seen the show, but somehow I knew it was significant.
Okay.
Yeah. It's weird how that works sometimes, huh?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Okay, so what is your number 5?
The one with the jellyfish.
Not on my list.
Okay, well, they in the season premiere, and Phoebe Taylor now learned her birth mother is actually a woman from the beach. And she's dealing with that, and Ross and Rachel are rekindling the relationship, so to speak. And in order to do that, Rachel made, would you call it a contract? That Ross had to read?
I wouldn't say it's a contract. I'd say it's more of
a letter?
I guess guidelines, because he has to read the things that yeah.
Well, he's not doing it. He falls asleep, and then when he wakes up, hastily she asked him, "Do you?" And he said, "I do." And they're all happy. They make up.
Could you say it again, please?
Oh, Siri.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Hold on. Let me. Okay, so as they make up and they get together, she goes out of the room for a second. He quickly reads the contract and he says, "I'm motioning do not." And then revealed that it means that it says he fully takes full responsibility of the breakup. So, yeah, there's no way he's going to agree to this. So, they're in her room a little while later. They're chatting after having done it, and she keeps going on and on about how much he changed and how she can trust him now. And of course, in Ross' faction, he immediately yells out, what did he say? We were all What's interesting about this scene in particular When he hears that out, we don't see it in this episode. But in the one in the invitations, when they go back to this scene, we do see that moment happen. There's a little interesting trivia, or why not? And while all this is happening, Joey, Monica, and Chandler are on the beach. She gets stinged by a jellyfish, and the three of them remember they saw something on TV, how urine somehow helps. Mm-hmm. So one of them has to pee on Monica. And see, there's a lot of subplots in this. Chandler keeps asking Monica, keeps wondering, why would you see me as a boyfriend? And the episode ends with Monica and Chandler talking, and she said, maybe I could see you as a boyfriend one day, but in all honesty, I can't end up with you because you will always be the guy who peed on me.
And boy, did they come a long way.
I wanted to ask you about this.
Yeah.
Is this a continuity ever? Or is it a one-line thing, you're not going to pay attention to it?
Why? Because they never brought up the jellyfish again?
Yeah.
You know how many things they've never brought up again? It's just...
No, but me, because he peed on her, she won't end up with him. And when the season ends, they do end up together. Maybe I'm nitpicking. I might be nitpicking.
I think you're reading too much into it because, like I said, there's a lot of things that are introduced in one-off episodes that don't get mentioned. This just happens to be one of them. And to be honest, this is not something you want to bring up in your wedding vows.
No, I know, but okay, fine.
Or your engagement party.
I'm not going to die on the hill for this thing. Matt, what's your number 5?
The one with Phoebe's uterus.
This is my honorable mention.
Okay. Monica and Rachel offer Chandler advice on improving his performance in the bedroom with Kathy. Ross lands Joey a job as a tour guide at the museum. Joey's disappointed when Ross will not sit with him in the lunchroom, exposing a greater class divide within the museum. Phoebe's brother, Frank, and Alice have eloped and want children right away. They are unable to conceive naturally and ask Phoebe to carry their baby. After much consideration, Phoebe agrees. Now, with this episode, they decided to introduce the idea of Phoebe getting pregnant because in real life, Lisa Kudrow got pregnant, and obviously they wanted her to stay on the show, so they had to figure out a way. And of course, what better Phoebe way to stay on the show than to have her give birth to her brother's children? This is also the last appearance of Terry Garr as Phoebe's birth mother. We never see her again after this.
Phoebe's family is always a mystery to me. It's not like they're not around. They're around. I mean, they're still there. Her mother, her brother, and...
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler alert, her father. Why weren't any of them at the wedding in season 10?
Couldn't tell you. Probably. Well, I mean, I probably know the reasons, especially when it comes to Deborah Jo Rupp, but I mean, I don't know.
It is interesting to me, like, whatever.
Yeah. And also in this episode, this is the infamous 7 erogenous zones moment. Ben, could you list me the 7 erogenous zones?
No, I can't.
Okay. Ears, lips, neck, breasts, buttocks, inner thighs, and the hoo-ha. Chandler's surprise reaction is likely to the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall funny episode. This moment right here makes is one of the most classic moments in Friends history. And as you've said to me a few times over the course of the last little while, Monica was inadvertently setting herself up for the best sex of her life.
She thought she was helping Chandler, but in fact she was helping her future self.
Yeah. And one other thing, the intro to this episode, the one where Matthew Perry messes up the line, blue blazer back, was a mistake. All the reactions was improv, and they kept it in the show. That was not supposed to happen.
Blue blazer black. Right.
Blue blazer black. Yeah, that was a complete flub, and they decided to keep it in the show.
Yeah, I didn't go to show you how much they like each other.
Oh yeah. If the chemistry is there and you get moments like this, you capture it. And that's what it is. You're stupid.
Oh, man.
All right, what's your number 4?
Let me look. My number 4 is the one with the rugby.
Punt.
Of course. What's your number 4?
The one with Chandler in a box.
That has to be my number 3, so now I'll talk about it now.
Sure, okay. The one with Chandler in a box. During Thanksgiving dinner, Joey punishes Chandler for kissing Kathy by sentencing him to time out inside a crate. Joey finally relents and gives Chandler and Kathy his proposal. Ross is shocked to learn that Rachel exchanges every gift she is given, but she shows Ross that she keeps things that matter. Monica becomes infatuated by Richard Burke's son, also an eye doctor, when she has an appointment with him. Now, that Monica and the son storyline is icky. It is what it is, and I like that they brought Ross down a peg by having him showing him that no, Rachel really does care, and these are all the things that she's kept, and they're innocuous things. They're things you wouldn't really think about, but as she explains, they have sentimental value. They're the stuff that matters. But it's really yep. No.
I didn't want to make the thing. She actually stole something from the museum that they were looking for.
Yeah, it was a fossil. No, right? It was
I think so. Something thousands of years old.
Yeah, but the main crux of this episode is Chandler in a box, and it is ridiculous. But believe it or not, Matthew Perry displays so much emotion with just the simple motion of putting his finger in the hole and waving bye. That moment right there sells it. Like, you get everything that Chandler Bing is feeling just by this.
Well, let me ask you this. This might be a silly question, and if it is, I'm sorry. Was he really in that box that whole episode?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I mean...
to be honest, it probably was. I wouldn't be surprised. It's not a dangerous stunt. They had air holes. I don't see why he wouldn't be, to be honest.
Well, I
don't know the answer, but I could see very likely him being in the box.
Okay. Then we got a Cat Smith. I don't know if Matthew Perry would have wanted to do that, but yeah, I love this episode because not only is Kathy the emotional crux, but that is not between Chandler and Joey. How bad Chandler feels and what he's willing to do to make it up to Joey. And loyalty, man. I mean, that's awesome to see.
Yeah, they're brothers to the end, and that's every time somebody screws up royally, you can tell they want to patch things up. Okay, so that was your number 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 3 might be punted. The one with Ross's wedding.
Oh yeah, that's a major punch.
Okay.
Wow, okay. I thought we might, later. Now I'm curious about something. My number 2, the one with the embryos.
Punt.
Okay. All right.
So my number 2 is the one with all the rugby.
Take it away, my man.
Ross risks life and limb when he wants to show Emily how tough he is by playing rugby with her athletic British friends. Monica becomes obsessed with a wall switch in the apartment that appears to have no function. Chandler runs into Janice and goes to extreme measures to avoid her, including telling her that he is being transferred to Yemen. This is why the episode is so high on my list, is because he is relocating to Yemen and is going to live on 1010 Yemen Road, Yemen. And
Santana,
he will
I'm
not
like,
leave the airport. He has to buy a ticket to get on the plane and actually get on the plane. And the last line of the episode, he turns this old lady. He's like, "When we get to Yemen, can I live with you?" I'm honestly shocked that this was not higher on your list because of how much you love the Yemen stuff.
well, I mean,
Like, and you know, I can understand, that there are other stuff that are better for you. That's how it is with my list. But it's just, I don't know, because you were talking about it so much, I thought it would have been like higher.
yeah, I know, man. Yeah, I understand my list.
I'm not telling you not to.
Yeah, that Yemen stuff. It kills me every time. And really looks at that little old lady at the end. And like you said, can I? And what I love about this continues on into next season.
No, I think it continues further because I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I heard Janice mention Yemen in another episode, like later on.
We would have to talk about that now. Okay,
I might be mistaken. It might be all the weed I smoke. I don't know, but I could have sworn I heard in one of the later seasons her bring up Yemen, like around season 8, I think.
Oh, maybe. No, okay, but yeah, and let's not forget Red Rock.
That's right. Yeah, Red Ross. Yeah, and then of course he comes out of the scrum. He's like, "Yeah, can you go get me some water?" And then he immediately collapses into Joey's arms because, of course, rugby's a dangerous game.
I mean, okay, what? Yeah, this is a fun episode, man.
Yes. It's funny, Collider, when they did their ranking of all the seasons, ranked this like really low on the list. This is, I think, is one of the better seasons.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think they ranked, according to Wikipedia, they ranked it number 8 on their list of the 10 seasons and cited the one with the embryos as his best episode.
And without getting into it too much, I don't pay attention to Collider's ranking.
I read it at the time because, it was back during the heyday of Collider, but I just, because it's mentioned on Wikipedia, it just happened to be there.
Right. Okay, what do you honorable mention?
The one with the fake party.
Okay.
The one with all the haste.
Okay.
And the one with the worst best man.
The one with Phoebe's uterus? The one with the cat?
Yeah, okay.
The one with the tiny t-shirt? And the one with the worst best man ever.
Okay, so I know what your number 1 is.
Well, before I get in,
Yes.
the truly moment of the season is him being trapped in the entertainment unit while the place was being robbed.
Yeah, as only Joey would. Only Joey would.
And as Heather would say, "You're not in there voluntarily?"
Yeah, what I love is the shot following it is where they pan the living room after they got rid of the entertainment center. You just see Joey and Chandler sitting there in a canoe, just looking off into the distance.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so my number 1, the one with Ross's wedding. How could this not be my number 1?
Mm-hmm.
You have great cameos. You have that the most important moment in all of Friends history, in my opinion.
Integral, that's the word.
Thank you. When Ross wakes Chandler up, so excited for his wedding, he says, "I'm getting married today, woohoo!"
That's part 2. That's part 2.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I consider it as.
Yeah, no, it's sorry. That was all on me. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's more before we get to there, but yeah, sorry.
Yeah, maybe I can travel to London for watch this wedding. Phoebe Adventure stay back. We're in London. Joey and Chandler are sightseeing. Joey had to get in the map. Chandler feels embarrassed about him. They get into a fight. Chandler goes back to he goes back to the hotel. Chandler goes back to the hotel. Joey continues sightseeing. Later on in the episode, Joey comes back. Joey sends out a video. Joey and Fergie outside of the Abbey. Joey wearing the hat. Fergie loving the hat. And then, meanwhile, the place where Emily and Ross wanted to get married was demolished. They get into a fight. After some convincing, Ross comes up with some plan to fix up the place and say he'll do whatever Emily wants. We could get married there or we could wait and postpone. They decide to get married there. Part 2 happens. Ross is about to get married. Gets excited. I'm getting married today. He leaves the room. Heather says, Monica pops out of bed and says, do you think you see me? And there it is. That's the moment that the show and the dynamic and everything changes forever.
So how high on TV Guide's list of the 3rd greatest twists of all time do you think that ranks?
1.
Close. Number 3.
Number 1.
I don't know. It doesn't give it to me, but I'll look it up.
While all that is happening, Rachel realizes she's still in love with Ross, and she decides to fly to London to tell him that. But of course, she goes through some hassles to get there. First with a flight attendant, and then by annoying by Rachel, neighbor played by Juan Hugh Laurie, which was my first experience to that actor. And man, he pulls off annoying very well.
Yes, he does.
You hear Hugh Laurie say, yes, they were on a break, and call Phoebe Fiends. That just adds awesomeness to this episode. So Rachel gets to London. She sees Ross. They just hug. The wedding goes on. The minister says, do you take the Emily to be your long-awaited wife? And Ross says the infamous line, I was take the Rick show.
Whoops.
And that's where the episode ends.
Oh, quite the cliffhanger.
What are your thoughts on this episode, Matt?
Now, see, if my number 1 didn't exist, this might have been a good shot. This could have been number 1. But this is a great episode. It's the first time the Friends gang actually went out like this. The cameos that they were able to pull in this episode were pretty good. They got, obviously, Fergie, Sarah Duchess of York, Hugh Laurie, as you mentioned. And one that people forget because they don't actually, and now, like, it's not obvious unless you know who he is Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin.
Yep.
He's the guy that sells Joey the Hat. The people that they got to play Elizabeth's parents are great. Tom Conti is a legend. He's the guy that fixed Bruce Wayne's back in Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, Elizabeth's stepmom, played by Elizabeth Sanders, who is absolutely hilarious. For those of you who don't know her, she was part of a really successful British sitcom called Absolutely Fabulous with Dawn French, and she also voiced the fairy godmother in Shrek 2. Great actress. Yeah, she voiced this fairy godmother in Shrek 2.
Oh, I thought that was somebody else. Funny.
Nope. Jennifer Saunders. But yeah, great episode, all the cameos, but of course it is the twist of Monica and Chandler ending up together. You're right, it is the moment that does completely change the whole series. It is one of the best moments in TV, in my opinion. Yeah, pretty much we needed something like that because we couldn't exactly rely on Ross and Rachel the whole time. And so they made the perfect decision to pair Monica and Chandler. And where we went from here is some of the best stuff in Friends.
Now, talking about this part 2 in particular, what do you think is more iconic, Monica and Chandler, or Ross saying, I take Lee Rachel?
Well, like I said, in my opinion, I prefer the Monica and Chandler reveal.
Okay.
But with that being said, I'm pretty sure the I take B Rachel in terms of like general pop culture zeitgeist is a bigger moment.
The funny thing to me is, a little before that scene happens, you see Ross rehearsing a part of the wedding. He rehearsing idea, right?
Yeah.
He should have been rehearsing that part, I take Lee Emily.
Yeah, but when he was rehearsing it, Rachel hadn't shown up yet. She shows up as he's rehearsing.
Okay. I can see, fine.
Quitter. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so now my number one is, God, I love this episode so much. The one with the embryos.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this episode so much.
I think this episode, I'll wait until you explain.
This is another one. TV Guide ranked this episode on number 21 on its 100 greatest episodes of all time in 2009.
Nice.
So in this one, Rachel and Monica demand that Chandler and Joey get rid of the birds when the rooster starts crowing every morning. Joey and Chandler argue with Monica and Rachel over who knows whom better. So Ross assigns a trivia quiz with high stakes. The men lose, they give up the chick and the duck. But if the women lose, they switch apartment with the men. The result comes down to a tiebreaker, which the girls lose, forcing them to move. Frank and Alice's embryos are implanted into Phoebe's uterus, leading to a tense wait that results in her pregnancy. So, really, the main reason why this episode is one of the greatest episodes of all time is because of that damn quiz. The trivia game begins with various facts about the characters being revealed, such as Joey's space cowboy imaginary friend Maurice, named after the song "The Joker" by Steve Earle Band.
Okay.
Rachel's actual favorite movie, which is Weekend at Bernie's, not Dangerous Liaisons. The introduction, and I can't believe I didn't put this in my name, the introduction of Ms. Chenanda Lerbong.
I was going to bring that up. I'm like,
Yeah.
you name that, man. You made an opportunity.
You should know this. We steal it every week. And of course, Rachel screwing up and saying that Chandler is a transponster, which isn't even a word. And that's how they lose the apartment. But the moment is Rachel and Monica are packing. They're upset. Chandler and Joey enter on the freaking dog. With Chandler eating a sandwich going, oh yeah. Love that moment. Love that moment. But of course, this whatever bickering is going on is ended as soon as Phoebe walks in and says, I'm pregnant.
To me, this is when conflict in the early seasons is not right. And yeah, there's conflict, but there's also humor involved. Mm-hmm. And I think for the earlier seasons, you need that. In the show, anyway, for me.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, honestly, the only difference between this and the one that I know you completely dislike, the one with the eggplants, the only difference is the humor. That is literally, it follows the same beats and everything right up to all of a sudden somebody reveals something and all the argument stops.
Yeah, and I think that humor in my issue. I didn't think, well, season 2, and humorous conflict, for me, doesn't work that much. Mm-hmm. If it was not in the later season, personally. But that's just me.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find any more information on what is revealed about the guys. What is the name of Chandler's father's all-male burlesque review? See if you can remember these, because you've probably seen the show more than I have.
I don't know
Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Chandler responds, unfortunately, that would be correct. All right. According to Chandler, what phenomenon scares the bejesus out of him?
Michael's not the sort of a dance.
His legs flail about as if independent from his body. Okay. Monica categorizes her towels. How many categories are there?
12?
Close. 11.
Oh,
Chandler was how old when he first touched a girl's breast?
19?
Yep. To which Chandler responds, "Thanks, ma'am." Monica once got a pencil stuck in a certain part of her body. What part was it?
Her ear.
Yeah, but that's not what Chandler thought. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else. No, that's it for the quotes. So oh, sorry, go ahead.
Monica was Nana with Althea.
Yes, that is right. What was Monica's nickname when she played field hockey?
Big Fat Glory.
Yep. There is one moment that I want to bring up, not from this episode. It's actually from an episode none of us talked about. It's the episode's the one with the cuffs. It's the one where Chandler got handcuffed in Rachel's boss's office. Yeah, with the was not supposed to happen.
I know.
That is just perfect timing. Sometimes the best things come out of accidents. I love it. Yeah.
In that episode where Chandler and Rachel were talking about Chandler sleeping with the boss and showing like
No, I think that's from another episode.
Okay.
I do remember that. But it's not about the boss. I can't remember who it's about right off the top of my head.
Yeah, it had to be about them. Okay, fine.
I'm in the middle of rewatching it again, so I'll let you know when I get to that episode, but I could have sworn it was about someone else.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
And maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? So what can we look forward to with season number 5?
A certain content about one-upping each other?
Yeah. My personal favorite episode of all time is in this season.
Let me know after.
Yeah, we got the one where they actually showed the first meeting of the group. Well, with all the Thanksgivings.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course the 100th episode is in this season.
The one with Paul?
Yeah. The one we get a guest star in here who personally is not my favorite, but I mean he served well in here. Michael Rappaport has an appearance. Of course, they travel to Las Vegas for the finale of this one, which is a great one. We got Ross having to deal with the aftermath of I choose the Rachel.
We get a funny Janice bit.
Yep. We get one where Joey dates a girl who keeps beating the shit out of him.
Who is played by popular Indian actress.
Yep, by Soleil Moon Frye, also known as Punky Brewster, who I didn't know until recently they revived that show.
Yeah, well, I don't know what is on up there, but I think down here is on Peacock.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere. I can't remember where I saw it, but anyways. Yeah, and of course we've got the great storyline of Monica and Chandler sneaking around behind everybody's back, trying to keep their relationship as quiet as possible. I can't wait to talk about that.
We also get positive reference to somebody who's not looked all that positively now in 2020.
That could be a lot of people. Who?
More America than Canada.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I wouldn't really say that's positive, but yeah, that's pretty much how the first person finds out is because of that.
Yeah, right.
This is going to be fun. So, all right, Ben, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Ben_Rainey right here on the Video Spanish Network on recapping on Shooting the Breeze on Get Ready and Men's Hot Takes. I know that is coming back eventually. These need something to do a hot take about. And on my Schmodown show, Mount Schmodown.
There we go.
And this week we're going over Sam Levine's career.
Yep, this should be a fun one. I'm filling in on that one for you, so that should be a grand old time. And for myself, you can find me at soda_the_saxman on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me all over this channel on the shows that Ben has already said. You can also find me over my other channel, Schmoes of the North, where me and the guys, we go over what went on in the weekly matches of the Schmodown. So definitely check that out. And also, there's also Canadian Comic Book Corner that I'm on over there. Several other shows, the Best TV Show podcast. That's where Mount Schmodown is. Definitely some good content over there. So go and check that out. Like and subscribe to that channel. Like and subscribe to this channel as well. So on behalf of Ben and myself, I would like to say thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next week on the one with the recapping, where we delve into a really great season of Friends. See ya. Oh, and